Over 2000 years ago, a prince named Siddhartha sat down under a tree just like this one. The moment of insight that he experienced, known as his enlightenment, left its mark on world history. The prince went on to be called the Buddha, and the tree under which he gained the enlightenment went on to become a popular symbol of knowledge and wisdom. Find out more about the Peepal tree in this episode of Tree Talk.
Legend has it that nearly 2500 years ago, a prince named Siddhartha left his palace in the middle of the night, setting out to find life's meaning. He had been troubled to see pain, suffering, old age, and death all around him and wanted to understand the cause of human suffering. And after wandering for several days, he finally sat under a tree in silent contemplation, and as he meditated, he is said to have gained enlightenment. Ever since, the tree under which the Buddha gained spiritual insight in the town of Bodhgaya in North India has come to be known as the Mahabodhi tree. And as the Buddha had gained this deep insight, sitting under this fig tree, known as Peepal in India, whose botanical name is Ficus religiosa, the tree became a symbol of knowledge and wisdom. It also became a way to depict or symbolize the teachings of the Buddha in early times, that is, before anthropomorphic or human forms of the Buddha began to be shown in art and sculpture work, which change is said to have happened in the periods after the Gandhara and Mathura schools of art began to flourish. Up until then, the Buddha's teachings were often symbolized by showing a peepal leaf or a peepal tree, which stood for the Mahabodhi tree. So, is this peepal tree still around today? And if so, where is it? As it happens, in the 3rd century BC, a branch of the original Mahabodhi tree under which Lord Buddha is said to have found enlightenment was sent to Sri Lanka by Emperor Ashoka through his daughter Sanghamitra, who took Buddha's message to various parts of the world. Trees that are offshoots of this Mahabodhi tree are now known as the Bodhi tree. The tree that Ashoka's daughter took with her carrying Buddha's message was planted in the town of Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka. If you'd like to read that story and other such stories about trees drawn from Indian history and mythology, epics and folklore, do look up my book, Tracing Roots, Stories About Trees, published by Karadi Tales. I've linked it up below. Coming back to the Bodhi tree. The peepal branch sent by Ashoka, grown from the tree under which the Buddha had gained enlightenment, is said to be still present in Sri Lanka, making that tree the world's oldest living tree with a recorded history. More recently, in 2012, then President of Sri Lanka, Mahinda Rajapaksa, brought back a branch of that tree with him when he visited India and had it planted in a hillock in Madhya Pradesh. Then in 2016, a report appeared in the Hindustan Times that pointed out that the tree was doing badly, that the sapling gifted by the Sri Lankan president had grown to about 20 feet, but that its branches were struggling against the metallic wire mesh that had been placed over the sapling when it was small, in which the lower branches had got entangled and that the tree was withering away. Following this report, there was outrage amongst Buddhists, and the government of Sri Lanka also took up the matter as the tree had been a diplomatic gift to India. As a result of these efforts, the tree's condition received attention and the government then took up the matter of the tree's care. Today, it is said that the tree is reported to be doing well and attracts visitors and pilgrims to it. Also, at the site of the original Mahabodhi tree is the Bodhgaya temple in Bihar, as also another descendant of the Mahabodhi tree. On the website of the Bodhgaya temple, it is said that the present tree there is probably the 5th succession of the original tree, which was destroyed several times over due to man-made and natural factors. So, that's the story of the Buddha's Bodhi tree across nearly 3000 years.
The peepal is regarded as sacred by Buddhists because the Buddha is said to have gained enlightenment sitting under a peepal tree. But the peepal is also sacred to Hindus, and several scriptures attest to the sacred nature of this tree.
Check out this episode to know more about that and to learn how to identify a peepal tree.
If this episode of Tree Talk has helped you learn more about the trees around you, do share it with friends and subscribe to stay posted.